Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Kane's Calling is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use promo code Kane's Calling for $20 off your first order. And About the Fans. Use promo code CCI for 50% off your entire order.
What is going on, Canes fam? I'm MattyIcee, he is Tony V, and this is Canes Calling Live. You'll notice we're a man short. Caniacs, he's busy with work tonight, so it's just
taking care of business.
Yeah, there he is. He's here in spirit. He's got some connectivity issues on the road, and he's driving, so he's not going to be able to join us for this one. But dynamic duo, me and Tony, are going to hold it down tonight, right, Tony?
Yes, sir. Always.
Yes, sir. So, man, it's a big week. It's a big week. We're going to get into it. But first of all, how have you been, man?
Good, man. No complaints. It's all good. Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. It's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just hanging in there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, I feel like we've been starting like the shows off with like shout outs each week. So I got a shout out today.
All right.
Shout out to my fiance, Monica. It's our anniversary today.
All right. Shout out Monica.
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, she puts up with me. I'm a lot. So, and she's, yeah, I'm not going to get too into it, but she's one of the most unselfish people I know. And you actually, I think you met her at the tailgate of the last game, but it was kind of in passing a little bit, not too much, but hopefully you get to meet her in person again. But
yeah, for sure.
Shout out.
Yeah, I got one. It's it's a sports one. Shout out to Roger Federer, man.
Yeah, shout out to Roger Federer, man.
The GOAT. Tennis lost two GOATs the last 2 weeks with Serena and Federer, man. I'm not a huge tennis guy, but I can appreciate the moment in time we are in tennis when you've got four GOATs out there with Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, and Serena on the other side. What a wild time for tennis, man.
It's crazy.
Yep.
It's always crazy seeing those elite athletes retire finally. It's crazy. It's really weird too. But should we get into our really random rankings?
Yes, let's
do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Tony. So this edition of the really random rankings, we're doing our top 5 sports stadiums, correct?
Correct.
So,
correct.
You want to go first?
Sure. We're doing this in honor of Miami's first road game. This coming week. I went with 5 stadiums that I haven't been to that I would like to go to.
That's okay, I did it the ones. Okay, I did it differently. I did it the ones I have been to.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. So, number 5. I don't know what it's called anymore. It used to be called University of Phoenix Stadium, but where the Arizona Cardinals play.
Oh,
that place just looks gangster. How the way they move the grass out and shit. That place just looks cool as shit. You know. Number 4. One of those North Carolina schools that are nestled in the mountains that Zach always shows pictures of.
Oh, like Appalachian State.
Like Appalachian State, something like that, like nestled within the trees and stuff. That'd be a beautiful setting for some football. Number 3, I put one of those mammoth 100,000 seat stadiums, like the Big House or the Horseshoe in Ohio State, even Kyle Field. And Kyle Field kind of looks like a piece of shit on TV, but just like one of those would be be kind of cool to go to. You know what I mean? Number 2 is Dodger Stadium. Never been. Oh, it's on the bucket list just because of the history of it. And number 1, actually, my 1 and 2 are both in LA. SoFi, man. I want to go to SoFi so bad.
Damn.
I want to go to SoFi so bad. It looks so fucking cool, man.
I'm just gonna tell you, we have the same 1 and 2 actually.
Do we?
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So my number 5, I feel like Ryan's in the chat and he's not gonna like this. Number 5, I had Fenway. I just went there. I thought it was really cool, the history and stuff. Just there's no other park. It's there's a unique factor to it. Number 4, I had Oracle Park.
Nice.
It's right there, like on the harbor and stuff in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's
you
beautiful.
You get off the BART and like it just like pops out of nowhere. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then my number 3 it would have been higher, but I think it was because it was a bad experience. Just because of the game was Jerry World.
Nice.
I thought it was really cool. Everything's bigger in Texas. The stadium lives up to that. My number 2 though, Dodger Stadium, and I'll say this: it is like an older stadium. Like the actual like park, they revamped some areas like in center field, so it's pretty nice.
Nice.
But some of the areas like outside, like they're still older. You know what I mean? But the atmosphere there, even just like a regular season game, is insane.
Yeah.
Like going from Angel Stadium to that, I was like blown away with like how into it the fans are and stuff. It's really cool. And then my number 1 was SoFi. I mean, dude, the area outside of the stadium where like, people are
it just looks sick, man. Like it looks so nice.
Yeah. I gotta address some stuff in the comments. I've never been to Yankee Stadium, so I can't have that in my top 5. I'm doing the ones I've been to. So shout out to Ricky down there. Oh, that's your boy, isn't it, Ricky?
That's my boy. That's my brother-in-law. Yeah.
That's your brother-in-law. Oh man, you had to leave that one off then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let him have that.
No.
Let me ask you then. So you did top 5 that you want to go to. What's like the best one you have been to? And
the
worst?
Best one, well, worst is easy. Camping World in Orlando. Easy. No,
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about it. The best one I've been to is probably Oracle Park, man. Like you said, on the water. I went at a time in my life where they were starting to discuss the new Marlins ballpark. So like, man, if they did it like that on the water, like in San Francisco, it'd be so freaking cool. Because you're right, man. It's like it's right off the BART. It's right in downtown. It's nuts, man. It's very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
And going on what you said about Fenway, I went to the old Yankee Stadium before they tore it down. I think it was 2008, 2006, something like that. And it was old, it was run down, but you felt the history in there. Like it was impactful when you walked in, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, for worse, I think it would probably just be Angel Stadium. Dude, it's so dead in there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, I'm sure there's worse stadiums, but like for a franchise that has Mike Trout and Ohtani,
Shohei,
yeah, it's insane how
what a waste.
It's so dead, man. It's definitely because it was owned by Disney for a while, the team, I think, or partial ownership or something. So they made it very family friendly, and I feel like there's still that like vibe, and it's
the Disney vibe, Disneyland.
Yeah, but like not in a good way. I like Disneyland, but like not in a good way. But yeah, I was trying to think in terms of ones I'd want to go to. I honestly would want to go to a Duke like basketball game because the atmosphere at those games, oh my God. It's not so much the actual stadium, it's the atmosphere. I love college basketball atmosphere, so I would probably say that too.
Be one of the Cameron crazies.
Yeah, but see Miami take them down. That would be, dude, if I was at that game last year, oh my God, I would have lost my shit. Oh, I was losing my shit sitting at home. Yeah.
You would have gotten arrested.
I probably would have streaked or something. I don't even know what I would have done. But But yeah, so should we get into some Canes talk? Because we got to talk about
we
the last game, and we got to talk about this upcoming game, and we got a
Mr.
limited
Football.
amount of time.
Let's do
So
it.
Southern Miss. I was playing basketball, so I missed the first half and kind of rewatched some highlights and such. I couldn't find the entire first half, but I think I watched part of it on a replay and then some highlights. Shaky start, right? I think
Yeah.
TVD was a little off. I felt like, our defense kind of, the corners got a little exposed a little bit. And I feel like there was just overall this like lack of energy. It was like very lethargic, and you heard people say, you saw it when they ran out of the smoke, and they did not look the same as against Bethune-Cookman. But what were your thoughts, man, for this one?
Pretty much the same. It's a noon game. The stadium wasn't full. I don't expect a lot of fans to go out there on a noon game on a Saturday in September. And the players, I guess they fed off of that. They were very low energy. I want to say that it was more of maybe a look ahead game type situation. Where they went into Southern Miss. Oh, this is Southern Miss, but we play Texas A&M next week, and then they got punched in the mouth. I mean, as much as a 10-7 lead going into halftime can be a punch in the mouth, but I feel like TVD was rattled in the beginning of the game because they were throwing some exotic shit at him. The offensive line wasn't communicating, but then seemingly Mario gave him a lashing at halftime, and then the defense came back on fire. The offense had a couple good drives. You want to see those field goal drives end in touchdowns, but points are points, and then ended in a 30-7 victory. Win's a win. It was nice to see the adjustments made, and win's a win.
Yeah. How much does that first half like give you concern, or do you think it was mainly just that lack of energy, them looking forward to the next game?
Yeah, I think it was more of a looking forward to the next game, honestly.
Okay.
I'm not too concerned because a lot of the stuff on defense that we saw against Bethune-Cookman was cleaned up. I think I saw on Twitter somewhere that they only had 6 missed tackles for the game. So that's a huge step up. The things we saw on defense are the things we saw against Bethune. The corners getting picked on, a couple broken contains in the first half with the quarterback. So those might rear their ugly heads come Saturday. So hopefully Coach Steele gets that kind of stuff cleaned up.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I felt like, and I think you have said this a good amount in the chat and just overall from us talking, that the team really missed Mesidor, right?
Yeah, I think so
as
too.
a defensive line.
Yeah,
I think he's going to
so
be
too.
big in this next game, and I want to get into this Texas A&M game because I want to look forward. This is a big matchup. Woo, man. Obviously, Texas A&M loses to App State. Some other things have come out. Xavier Strepo not going to play in this one. What are your feelings for this game? Because I felt like, after the App State loss, I was like, okay. Like, I feel a little better, after seeing how their quarterback is. He might not be the quarterback we play against. I'm not sure.
According to what you read on Twitter, he's not.
Yeah.
Twitter's saying that it's going to be Max Johnson. So
yeah, I know I saw something saying that they were splitting, I think it was splitting reps between all 3 of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I saw that too.
They were all getting first team looks. But how do you feel right now about this one?
My tone hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
I still have no trust in this team winning because of the past. And I know I'm living in the past, but I have nothing to base my future on and my present on. I don't trust this team to win a primetime out of conference game on the road. I just don't, because I haven't seen it in near 10 plus years, I think, since we went into Tallahassee in 2009 and beat them. And then they have primetime, on the road. Did watching App State beat Texas A&M raise the confidence a bit? Sure. But at the same time, they're gonna come in hungry as shit, man. They were just embarrassed at home against a G5 school. Granted, App State does it to everybody, which we all laughed at Manny Diaz, but it's kind of true. App State does have a way of going into your stadium and ruining your season. So Jimbo's gonna have these guys playing well. Defensively, man, we just gotta stop the run. It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what quarterback is there, whether it's Max Johnson, whether it's Haynes King. I think we have to dominate up front, stopping the run. If it's Haynes King, what's up, Sarge? If it's Haynes King, we have to keep contained in the pocket. We can't overextend, because if not, he's a legit athlete, this kid. And if it's Max Johnson, is forcing the ball out of his hands quick. He's a passer. He's not very athletic. So if we can get to him with 4 play coverage, because of the speed guys on the outside that Texas A&M has, the chances increase a bit. But still, I can't not yet. I can't give the Canes the win. I would love to, but I can't.
How concerned are you about the wide receivers now that X is really the safety net, right?
Yeah.
And like the go-to guy, you can always reliable, similar to like what Braxton Berrios was. But
yeah,
obviously people are talking about Brashard Smith stepping up, young dude. Honestly, I feel like, I don't know if I'm crazy. I feel like this is a Will Mallory game, man.
I think so too.
I need headband Will Mallory. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if we see it. He's in his 5th year.
Yeah. I think this is whether it's Will Mallory or Elijah Arroyo, this is a tight end. This is a tight end game. This is a game where the middle of the field is going to be open. Restrepo's routes are going to be there for somebody to take. Now the question is who's going to take them, because they're not open because Restrepo is a great route runner, which he's a very good wide receiver. I think those routes are more schemed open than anything else. So whoever's in the slot is going to have those opportunities, 100%. Now the question is, hopefully they can execute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for us, at the same token as we have to stop the run, we have to run the ball also. We have to be able to, I know their defensive tackles especially are big, hog molly type guys, 320, big boys. So a lot of misdirection, a lot of running towards the edges. So maybe Rooster has a good game. Maybe this is Rooster's game, Rooster's breakout game. So again, what App State did was the power run and a lot of misdirection, a lot of eye candy for the young defensive line. So
I can't remember where I saw it, but it was that, Texas A&M wasn't, going to give them any big plays, right? But that Texas A&M was getting 3.4 yards at least, like every play.
But when you don't give up big plays is you give up 42 minutes of time of possession.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I saw too that they haven't given up a completion over 20 yards in their first 2 games. Thought that was a little interesting. Honestly, Parrish is making me feel good because he's been running the ball really well. Yeah. I think he can get some of those, consistently. That's the thing with him. He consistently gets like 4 or 5 yards. If he's doing that, you're going to keep getting first downs. You just can't turn the ball over, right?
Yeah.
So, but let me ask you then. So obviously wide receiver, that's a position, what are we going to get? What do you think is more important, that the wide receivers play well or the defensive line?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with the wide receivers.
Okay.
Because I feel like that opens up the game a little bit more. For me, honestly, I think the goal needs to be 30 points. If we can get to 30, I feel pretty good about our chances. I don't think Haynes King can run an offense, or Max Johnson can run an offense that can score 30 points. They haven't yet. I think they did against Sam Houston State, but I feel like if we can get to 30, if we can get the passing game going a bit, hit a couple deep shots, especially in that first drive, man. I think those first couple drives need to be, punch them in the mouth, shut the crowd up type drives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I got you. I was listening to it was the Through the Smoke podcast, and David Lake was talking about how Miami is a team historically that doesn't get off, doesn't start the game off well, isn't good in the first quarter because they get punched in the mouth and they kind of just stay down, right?
Yep.
Do you think that if we see them, have a strong first quarter, then you'll feel comfortable? Basically, if they start out, is a big key of this game them starting off well?
Yes, but not more so to bring Texas A&M down, especially the fans at Kyle Field, because they just gone through losing to a G5 school at home. So if Miami comes out in their first two drives, they're up 14-0, 14-3, that kind of quiets them and maybe loses their confidence, and the team feeds off of it. So I think it's more for knocking down Texas A&M than bringing Miami up.
Yeah. Okay. I got to ask you too, because the first two games, I mean, it's always the vanilla play calling, right? Like, you don't open up the playbook. It's something we all talked about when Lance was on the show a few weeks ago. I was looking at like rush attempts compared to like throwing attempts, and right now it's like 60-40 rushing to passing, right around there. Do you expect that to be the same ratio this game, or do you think we'll see more passes?
We have to see more passes. I don't think we won't win if we go out. Maybe not at 60-40, but throwing the ball 5 yards at a time. It's not. You're giving Texas A&M a chance to crowd the line, stack the box. We have to stretch the field at some point.
Yeah.
Have to.
Well, I feel like that was something that we even saw last game against Southern Miss, right? Those cornerbacks would come in. I saw it. Shout out to Lance again. I read his article on the OBB Legend. If you aren't a member of the Legend, check it out. I thought it was interesting. He was talking about how right before TVD would even hand the ball off, the cornerbacks would already be crashing in.
Yeah.
And, and if this was last year, TVD RPO would read that and get a slant in or something.
Yeah.
But it changed in the second half. They recognized that. I think that a lot of that was attributed to the vanilla play calling, and I really do hope that we open the shit up.
Absolutely.
The shit up against Texas A&M.
Don't,
I hope we don't see anything that's completely similar to what we've seen the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, because if we don't, this staff is not who we thought. If Gaddis doesn't come out here with a innovative game plan, throwing the ball, maybe not all over the field, but more innovative things in the passing game, getting guys open, then we have a problem.
Yeah. All right, I got a question for you now then. Who are 3 guys that need to play well for us to win?
Okay. I think Daryl Jackson needs to play well in the middle, because their offensive line is inexperienced. I think they're getting their center back who's pretty experienced, but I think he playing well in the middle will be big for the run defense. I'm going to group them together, but both defensive ends, or whoever's playing defensive end, whether it's Harvey and Agude or Harvey and Mesador, you got to get to the quarterback. And then when you get to the quarterback, you got to bring him down.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of good pressure from the defensive line, but, lack of execution and the lack of sacks, honestly, outside of Leonard Taylor hit one last week, Lichtenstein hit one last week also. But we need more production from the defensive ends. And it's the obvious answer, but I'm going to say Tyler Van Dyke, man. Like, if if he comes out and shits the bed like he did against Southern Miss, we have zero chance. Zero. We need NC State from last year, Tyler Van Dyke.
Talking shit before the game.
Talking shit before the game. Bulletin board material. And he needs to when given the opportunity, he needs to be able to hit the open guys. The routes are going to be there. Make the throws that you're used to making and play like the projected first round pick that you're projected to be.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think I already said if I pick 3, I already said 1, so I'm going to still stick with Mallory, right?
Yeah.
TVD was going to be my other one. But I'll switch that up. I was going to say defensive end as well. I think that's too important this game. I was going to say I think Messidor is going to play well. I just think that's, what's going to happen. But I think someone else has to step up. I'm going to say Harvey. But my third one, I'm going to go kind of off the wall here because Texas A&M, they have receivers. It's just they haven't had a guy to throw to them.
Yeah.
So if Max Johnson is out there playing, I'm going to say DJ Ivy. If he can just play decently.
Average.
Just average.
Yeah.
I think that gives us a boost. But, yeah, I think you could even say Marcus Clark, too. Last week, he had a tough week as well. So,
yeah.
Yes,
he did. All the corners, outside of Tyreek, all the corners had, they were getting picked on the first half last week.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Our third co-host got one. TVD, Flag, Mallory. Hey, Corey Flag actually played decently last week.
Yeah.
He played pretty.
If it is Max Johnson, I think Corey Flag will have another good game.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't have to be athletic, and have to chase around a quarterback or chase around a running back. If he's nose to the ball, running downhill, he's a good linebacker. You just can't ask him to do things that are out of his athletic scope, and he's not the most athletic guy. So,
yeah, no, I got you. Anything else about this game that you wanted to cover?
No, man, I'm good.
The only other thing I was going to mention, I just forgot almost, is their running back. I don't know how you pronounce his name. I heard it on Through the Smoke, but I can't remember.
I think it's A-Chain.
A-Chain, yeah, that's what it is. I thought it was A-Train at first, but it's A-Chain.
A-Chain.
Dude, he averaged like 7 yards per carry last season, and he led the SEC. Little worried. I think he's kind of gotten off to a little bit of a rough, tough start.
Hopefully their offensive line also.
Yeah, it's their offensive line, but I'm just hoping this isn't the game he figures it out. So because he's a legit athlete. I saw a few highlights of him on Twitter and stuff, and so that usually happens, right? People decide to have great games against us. Usually it's quarterbacks though, but backup quarterbacks at that.
I said in the Discord half jokingly that the Max Johnson Heisman campaign starts on Saturday.
The sad thing is,
I hope not.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But again, the keys are just if it is Max Johnson, it's just you got to bring him down when you get to the quarterback, man. You got to put pressure on him. Mm-hmm. Leonard Taylor, Lichtenstein, Darrell Jackson, Harrison Hunt, the entire defensive line needs to feast, man.
Yeah.
The defensive line feasts, I can see us pulling it out. But
if not, it'll be a long day for everyone else.
Yep.
Every other position group on defense.
Yep.
What do you got? You got any plans though for the game? Where you're gonna watch it and stuff? Or
I'm still debating whether I'm gonna go to the OBB event at the tank. I'm still 50-50 on it.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is not really an issue. It's I'm an old man. I'm 35 years old. And the game's at 9:00. I want to be at home at 9:00.
Yeah.
You old shit. But we'll see. It's either the tank or I'm staying home. Those are my two options.
Okay. Well, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to my buddy's house for the game. I don't usually like doing it because I get animated. But we're gonna watch that one, and then we're gonna watch the USC game. They play. I
Nice.
think they play Fresno State. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
For
yep,
sure.
yep. With that being said, should we pay some bills, do our Reddit, and talk about some other games as well?
Sure, let's do it.
Absolutely. So, shout out to our 3 sponsors. We got SeatGeek. SeatGeek makes buying tickets in the easiest way possible. Make sure you use our code CanesCallin to get 20% off, $20 off your first purchase. And also About the Fans. If you're looking for any Miami apparel or any other schools as well, About the Fans got you. Shout out to AB. Make sure you use code CCI15 for 15% off your order. Shout out to Jordan Nelson and AB again, friends of the show. Make sure you check out About the Buckets with your boy here whenever we do them. I was going to say every week, but it's kind of sporadic right now, maybe when the season starts. But yeah, and then last one, our new sponsor, Manscaped. You can get 20% off and free shipping when you use code CanesCallin. I mean, Tony, I use the lawnmower. I talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
You can give yourself a fade with that thing, man. You can get up close and personal. Last thing you want to do is use a regular razor down there.
No, absolutely
get
not.
cut. Absolutely not. Not sanitary. You don't want to use that on your face too. Shout out to Manscaped. Make sure you use the code CanesCallin again. Get 20% off and free shipping. Your balls will thank you.
Your balls will thank you. The
Absolutely.
ball deodorant, man. Always go for the ball deodorant.
Dude, the ball deodorant and the ball, like, I forget what it's called, the lotion that you can put on too.
Oh yeah.
I was like, dang, this stuff actually smells pretty nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So what do we want to go from here? We want to do Reddit, or do we want to talk about some other games?
Let's talk about some other games. Let's see what's on the schedule this week. I feel like it's a week schedule.
Shout out to RC in the chat. RC in the 305. What's good, man? Let's see. What games do you have for us, Tony?
Let's see. Hold on here. Come on, Google.
I know. I got to bring mine up too. Oh yeah.
The first one I'm seeing is Penn State Auburn. That one seems kind of interesting.
The fighting Manny Diaz.
The fighting Manny Diaz's. Going into SEC territory. That's gonna end well, huh?
Yeah.
Seen that movie before.
Oof.
Hold on. Let's see.
I got one. I got BYU and Oregon.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oregon obviously got walloped in their first game against Georgia. They stepped up last week. I think they scored like 70 last week or something.
Yeah, they did.
BYU. Last week they won in that. I think was it an OT that they beat Baylor? I was trying to remember. an OT. Yeah, that was a good game. It was crazy. I think this one will be a good one as well. I was trying to find the line for that one, but I don't know why it's not popping up. It is Oregon is favored. Wait, Oregon's favored by 3.5. Oh, they're playing at Oregon. That's why. Makes sense. But yeah, what was your second one, Tony?
I'm looking at the top 25 schedule here. NC State, Texas Tech. That's interesting. Interesting matchup. Not a matchup you see every day. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Ole Miss at Georgia Tech. Game of interest, ACC.
Yeah. I think the other one I was going to go with is NC State and Texas Tech. Yeah. NC State 10.5 favorite, man.
Wow.
At home.
Okay. All right.
That's interesting.
No, on the. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, at home.
Yeah.
At home, and then home. Florida, South Florida. I know South Florida sucks, but
you never know.
You never know.
Florida doesn't have a quarterback though, so
that's true. 33% passer.
Ooh, damn, dude. I think you could do better. Fuck.
Probably, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's it. It's a pretty weak schedule this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not too many games lined up. I was gonna say Even the USC Fresno State. I was hoping USC was going to play someone better, so I'd actually want to watch it. But
Yeah,
I'm just going to be eating then during the game.
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Eating and drinking. There we go. All right, Tony. Should we get into our Reddit
Let's do it.
random Reddit topic? Okay,
Random Reddit topic.
Let's see what we got here. Okay. Ooh, this is I always say that it's an interesting one, but it doesn't matter what it is. I always just say that.
They're all interesting.
Yeah, they're all interesting. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every language?
Speak every language.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
Yeah, I have no interest in talking to animals.
I don't. Yeah, cause what do you?
Yeah, like what? Like okay,
what,
I'm talking to my dog and
like
what?
bacon.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I would go the same route, and then plus you just look like the weirdo talking to animals,
exactly.
right?
Dr. Doolittle and shit.
Yeah.
Dogs are barking at you. You're barking back.
Yeah. No, I think
Yeah.
I would definitely take speaking every language. Before we sign off, though, I just realized we didn't do score predictions for Miami versus Texas A&M. I know Caniacs. I want to say he said
28-24 Miami. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got 27-21 Texas A&M. A close game, but Texas A&M pulls it out at the end.
Wow, we got very similar scores. We're all in the same. I actually have 27-24 Texas A&M.
Very nice.
So we'll see.
All right.
I don't
we'll
know.
See who's right.
I feel like we're just we're just used to being pessimists about this now.
For sure.
I want them to prove me wrong.
Me
want
too.
them to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Please prove me wrong. Make me look like an idiot.
Absolutely.
But until then, in these type of games, this is how we're gonna roll, right? At least me and you, Tony. I know
this is how we roll.
Caniacs is more of the homer,
Yeah.
But shout out to Sarge. He's got 28-21.
All right, Sarge.
I think that if Miami does win, it's going to be a one possession game right in that amount.
Yeah, for sure.
So
for sure, 100%.
Yeah, but
all right. I know you got to go, so let's.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah,
let's prove us wrong.
I don't know, man. These type of games, I get so much anxiety, right before the kickoff, and then the adrenaline just hits during the game, and I'm just sitting on the couch like a fat ass, and I don't know. I'm worried about this one. I don't know why. It's still early in the season. It doesn't affect our ACC,
and it's not even an ACC game.
Yeah. So, but we'll see, man. You got the score predictions.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to all you guys in the comments. Shout out Sarge. Shout out to our third co-host, Robert. With that being said, we're wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Let's see, what did Robert just say here? He didn't even predict the score of Miami. Whatever, Robert. Well, we didn't forget the sponsors, so
no, we paid the bills this week.
Absolutely. Anyway, so make sure you guys leave us a review, subscribe. We appreciate it. With that being said,
go Canes,
it's all
baby.
about that you. Go Canes.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. I forgot I had to be the one who does that.